Hello, my dear students. This is your English teacher, Mrs. Aisha. Today we are going to learn a grammar lesson, present tense, past tense, and its types. So watch the complete video to understand how the tenses fix each other. Let's get started with present simple tense. Now, it is used for routines or habits. For instance, it could be I play cricket every Friday. This is a routine, which is something that is done every Friday. In this case, we use present simple tense. Now we need to keep one thing in our mind, that is the difference when we use with he, she or it. We need to add s to the verb. For example, instead of I play cricket every Friday, he plays cricket every Friday or she plays cricket every Friday. So we need to add s when we are using he, she, it in place of the subject. Secondly, it is used in permanent situations. For instance, I live in India. This is a permanent situation which is not likely to change in near future. So in this case, we use present simple tense. Finally, it is used in stating facts. For example, the sun rises in the east. This is a fact. Or the sun sets in the west. So whenever we are using facts, we need to consider present simple tense. So here, present simple tense is used for routines or habits, permanent situations, and facts. Let's move on to present continuous tense. Now it is used for things happening now. For example, I am having my lunch. So this is a situation which is happening right now, that is having the lunch. So the form is subject plus am or are or is plus ing form of the verb. Next one, it is used in temporary situations which are not permanent. For example, I am staying with a friend for 2 weeks. So the stay is not a permanent one, it's a temporary one because we are mentioning here 2 weeks. 2 weeks is not permanent, it's a temporary stay. So in this case, we use the tense present continuous. Now we have past simple tense. This is used in the finished action in the past, usually with a time reference. For instance, it could be I lived in New York for 5 years. So here the verb lived shows that the action is already finished. So in this case we use past simple tense. Next one, it is used in past actions in chronological order. Example, I got up, had a shower, then left for work. So we have a sequence of actions here. That is, first he got up, had shower, and then left for work. So in this case, we use past simple tense. So let's move on to past continuous tense. This is used for something that happened before and after a particular time in the past. For instance, it could be I was eating dinner at 7 o'clock last night. So here in the timeline, you were eating dinner before 7 and after 7. The form is was or were plus ing form of the verb. It is also used for parallel situations in the past. Example, I was reading while she was making dinner. we have two actions here or parallel actions, that is reading and making dinner. In this case, we use past continuous tense. It is also used for interrupted action in the past. For instance, it could be, I was having a shower when the phone rang. So, here, what interrupted having the shower? That is the phone ringing. So, in that case, when there is an interrupted action, we make use of past continuous tense. It is also used to show that something continued for some time. Example, everyone was singing. So here it shows that there is an action which is in past continuous tense, or for something that was happening again and again. Example, I was practicing every day, 3 times a day. So here we have the action again and again. In that case, we make use of past continuous tense. Present perfect tense. This is used for actions or situations happening until now, usually not finished. For instance, it could be, I have started reading his latest book. This implies that you started reading the book at some unspecified time in the past, and you are still reading it now, and you haven't finished reading it, and you will continue reading it in the future. The form is, it could be either has or have plus past participle. It is also used in life experiences, that is, the time is not finished, like your life is not over. So you could say, I haven't traveled much, and that is in your life until now, but maybe in the future you will travel more. So for life experiences, you use the present perfect. I have done the shopping. So it is also used when a past action has a present result. This means you did the shopping in the past, the recent past, and it is a completed action. But the result is that you now have food. So it has an impact or result in the present. It is also used with the words just, ever, already, yet, and since. For example, have you ever seen a tiger? Or have you ever seen snails? Let's move on to present perfect continuous. This tense is used to show an action in progress. Example, I have been painting the living room. So we are focusing on the action, that is painting, which is going on, and it is not finished. It's an unfinished one, and it will go on. The form we use here is the subject plus have or has plus been plus verb plus ing form. The present perfect continuous also talks about how long something has been happening. For instance, I have been cooking all morning. So here the action is cooking, which is unfinished. It's going on since morning. In this case, we use present perfect continuous tense. It is also used to show that something is temporary. For example, I usually work in finance, but I have been working on this project for 3 weeks. So this is a temporary situation. That is, the person works in finance, but temporarily he is working on a project that is for 3 weeks. And probably he'll be going back for the work in finance. Let's move on to past perfect tense. This tense is used to talk about an action or situation which happened before another action in the past. For example, John rang Mary's doorbell at 7:15, but Mary had already left. So which is the action which comes first? Mary left. And then John rang the doorbell. So here we have the action or situation which happened before another action in the past. In this case, we make use of past perfect tense. The form is had plus past participle. Past perfect continuous tense. This is used to talk about a longer event which took place before another action in the past. For instance, it could be I had been living in Sydney for 2 years before I purchased a flat. So this is a continuous tense and therefore happens over a period of time before another event in the past. So I had been living for 2 years. On the timeline, we can see the time you were living in Sydney before you purchased a flat. The form is subject plus had been plus verb plus ing form. So in this case, we use past perfect continuous tense. This brings us to the end of the topic, present tense, past tense and their types. Have a good time.